So I wanna address how important it is to build content for your B2B business, right? And whether you have never watched any of my videos before or you have watched them all, make sure you watch this one, because if you implement what I'm able to share, you will never have a problem getting clients or making more money or get more leads, right? Because here's the thing, there are people out there who are far more better than you, far more better than you. So what kind of leverage, like what kind of unfair advantage do you have to make people choose to buy from you, right? That's what I'm gonna address on today's video. So I can guarantee that right now you have an offer in place. Maybe you have one client, maybe 20, maybe 100, or maybe you are starting from zero. But there will always be someone out there with a better offer than yours, right? Always. You will never have a complete competitive advantage over everyone else, because there will always be people who are better than you, people with a better offer or better mechanism, right? More leverage and better infrastructure in place to deliver results, right? So the only thing that can set you apart and only way to actually get people to buy from you is by making content and building your personal brand. And I cannot address this enough. I said every single time that the reason you are here watching this video is because you believe I provide value. Otherwise, you would have already left this video, right? You're probably a minute and 30 seconds in and you are still watching. And that's the proof that content works. And you already know how important it is. Let me give you all the benefits of making content, right? The only way to create real leverage and gain a competitive advantage over your competitors is by being yourself and putting yourself out there. Because the truth is, your mechanism, your product, your service will never be the best in the market. Like, let's be honest right now, right? A lot of people have the same offer as you. It doesn't matter if you have a short form content offer, Facebook ads offer, YouTube agency offer, cold email offer, whatever, right? There are people always exist who are far more better than you, always, right? So what you need to do in order to actually become wealthy and get constant clients is make sure you're getting attention from the right people. That's the only thing you should focus on, because people buy based on emotions. They don't buy because of the product. It's 2026 now, so you gotta do what you gotta do and change with the market, right? The product will always be replaceable, and a human being is unique. You as a person is unique. Your story is unique. Your journey is unique. People can copy your offer, people can replace your service, but they cannot replicate you, right? And in every single niche, there are thousands of people with the same offer, but you are not unique in what you say. But you are unique as a person. Even if you have a specific offer like crazy guarantees, you still have competitors, right? There are always some guy like who gives like crazy guarantees, like get 10,000 followers or get all your money back. There will always be some guy in the market like that, right? So you need to put yourself out there so that people choose to buy from you instead of your competitors. Your competitors offers might be better, but if your personality connects with people more, if people resonate with you more, they are going to buy from you, right? Because people buy from people, we all know that they buy because of emotions, because of a person, not because of your offer. So make sure you put yourself up there, because you as a person is unique. People cannot replace your story. People cannot replace the way you think. People, the way you act, the way you show up, right? And that is what you need to create. Your offer can be copied, your structure can be copied, but you as a person cannot be copied. I can name like 20 to 30 people in my network right now who have like exact same offer like me, like right now. So your offer is not unique. But the reason people buy from me is because I'm the only one they resonate with. They resonate with my content and they resonate with my story, right? And I'm the only one with the social media presence that people know, like and trust. And I'm alone, like the very few who constantly post content out there, right? And that is why content gives you a competitive advantage over everyone else in your space. And because most people are afraid to put themselves out there, like most of the 90% of people, right? If you are never willing to make content, you would honestly be better off working with someone else. I'll be honest, right? And there is nothing wrong with that, but it means you are not cut out to be a business. And the business owner is someone who is not afraid to put themselves out there, because if people can't observe your content, they can never buy from you. Simple as that. You will never be able to scale a business without content. So whenever you want to business, like build a business, tell your story, because that is the reason you have been watching this video. Like think about Shark Tank, right? Think about every founder trying to sell to you. They have a crazy story and they're trying to sell you through their story, right? Like that makes sense. Every Shark Tank pitch, every coaches, creators, everyone you see, they have a unique story and they're trying to sell you through their story, right? I know in the future, like some of you will become like a client of mine because you'll never give me 5 minutes of your attention if you didn't see in value what I do, right? So make sure you put that content like whatever kind of content you are already making, as long as it's valuable and constant. Already like placed yourself above in the top 10% of the people in your place, and people start getting familiar with who you are as a person after you post content. Some people will also like start to dislike you as well. That's part of the game. If you can handle that, don't be going business owner as honest as possible. If you want to get rich, you need attention, and you have a lot of attention, you will have haters, and that's always a good sign. It might be like 0.001% of people who hate you, which means like it's a good sign because 99.99% of people love what you do, right? Anyone who is famous or building an online presence will always have haters. So take it as a sign that you are like growing as a person and you're growing your business, right? Content is what makes people become more familiar with who you are as a person. You could have the best service in the world, but if nobody knows you, nobody knows what you do, who you are, what's your story, who you are as a person, like if you are honest or not, they'll never buy from you. So you need attention, and the only way to like sustain and grow that attention every single day is by making content every single day. And in addition to whatever outreach you are doing, we have an automation system that sends out like 1400 something outreach every single day and books a tons of clients for us. That's how we grow. Like content was at the back end of the outbound, and that's how we get like constant attention, leads, clients, etc. Right? And here's the thing, you are putting yourself out there one way or another, regardless of you post content or not. Let's say you don't make content. Like let's assume you don't, and you don't want your face on the internet. Like you don't want your face to be on the internet, right? But the moment you get on the sales call, the client sees your face anyways, right? So if you are going to have to do it one way or another, you better do it now. Post more content. Even with that content, when you choose a client on a call, they still observe your personality. They will still see how you carry yourself, and based on that, they decide whether to buy from you or not. Right? With a personal brand or a service-based business, it is so important to put out content. I can't address this enough, right? And here's the best part: is you don't need to too much equipment or invest to get started. You don't need a $600 camera, a DSLR, fancy lighting, especially like crazy editors and all of that. Like none of that matter in 2026. Like the only thing you need is loom.com, use it chat, and like give genuinely crazy value. Right? That is it. I hear people say they need to spend money on thumbnails, hair editors, invest in production. Like I don't do any of that. And many of those, like many of my videos get like 300 or something, like views or something, and they convert like crazy because the value I provide is what the algorithm picks up on, right? Not the production quality. And when you upload constantly, like you grow because the algorithm optimize for values and constants. And in the future, I'll probably improve my production quality. But in the beginning, it's not about quality; it's about quantity. It's about showing up every single day and providing real value. Do you think I have a fancy background? Like I'm sitting out here and I'm sitting in my room, and that's the beauty of content. Like boring content like this, you don't need any of that, right? So optimize for value, optimize for constancy, and put out at least like 20 pieces of content every single month, 5 times a week, every single month, right? I can guarantee you, like you'll get better results doing that than posting one polished video a week with a nice thumbnail and crazy editing, etc. Right? Raw, consistent, like this kind of content is what works best for me and my clients as well, and that is exactly what I find works for me, right? So, what content do you need to make and how do you make it? What you need to do on social media is actually change the belief of your target ideal clients. You need to make sure that you create content that changes beliefs based on your target ideal clients' problems and desires, right? Talk about the problems that your potential client have, address them with a situation, and make sure that you are creating content for that specific topic, right? And you need to do this so that you are able to change beliefs of them, because if people see that you are able to provide value, you are able to change beliefs, right? And that's the reason why my content was, and the reason you are still watching here, because you know that what I'm providing you is valuable, otherwise you would be never be here, right? So make sure you do that, make sure you put yourself up there. Let me share some quick steps to build content machine like me. And get a ton of clients with that. Step one will be build content plus that. Step two, you don't need anything to get started. Step three, be consistent and provide value. Step four, make sure you provide solutions, like provide solution to every single problem within your needs for your ideal client profile. That is what I would suggest you do. If you are not making content, stop whatever you are doing right now and just go work for someone else, because that's the best thing you can do for yourself right now. Telling your story is so important in your content, and if you have been watching my videos for a while and you are still here, that is because you resonate with me. Maybe you like my content, maybe you like me as a person, and that's the reason why you will ultimately buy from me, because of all the content you have mentioned. Think about it like how that would work for you, right? Hope this video was valuable, and if you ever want to help with content creation, like strategizing the whole process, automating your client acquisition, implementing the setter, refining your offer, and creating content, reach out to me on Instagram if you need help with that, and I'll help you with everything you need to scale past 30K or 50K a month every single month. Content is the most important thing, and I really mean, and I swear by that. And so even when you feel like you have no value to provide, start telling your story, do it consistently, start providing more value, and so more, like showing up counts. You already know that, because you always have to provide value, right? You are always a few steps ahead of other people. You can always teach other things that you have already learned, simply because of the experience you have had, right? And I appreciate you watching this video. I hope it was valuable, and start making more content. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.